Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into tonight's film session. Tonight we will be breaking down the top 5 must-have, must-need, gotta-get targets for the University of Georgia in the class of 2021, starting from top left down to bottom right. I'll name them out here for you in case you don't have the memory that I do. The Smael Mondon right here, Amarius Mims, Barrett Carter, Tony Grimes, and James Williams, the big safety. I will go in order of the need, the necessity, the gotta have-ness, if you will, of each of these guys. So that's how we will attack them tonight, starting in just a second. But before we get into that, I got to ask you to support the channel. However you found this, film session. First of all, thank you for being here. Second, I hope you learned something about the beautiful game of football. Third, I hope if you like it, if you did learn something, that you give us a thumbs up and you give us a subscribe. And if you don't mind, I know most of you guys are Georgia Bulldog fans, head over on to the Bulldog Maven and check out all the great stuff we've got going over there. We will pair this with an article as well. And you can always follow me on Twitter at BrooksAustinSI. Hope you enjoy it. We will see you on the back end. All right, so number one on the big board for me has to be the big man, Amarius Mims. Obviously, these are just his sophomore highlight tapes. One thing we've talked about here on the channel is once these 5 stars become 5 stars, they don't really need to make highlight tapes anymore. They're not sitting there cutting up the huddle clips because they don't have to. The offers are already rolling in. And he's already blown up a little bit to about 305, I'd say, maybe 310 by now, headed into his senior year. But a great job here of stacking the highlights up front like you're supposed to do here for Amarius Mims. But a couple of things that are going to pop off the tape for me. As I was watching it, he reminds me of a much younger Broderick Jones, right? Where the feet's not always perfectly put together, but he's so physically, bigger and stronger and more athletic than everybody else that people just move when he hits them. Okay, I mean, they flat out fly when he throws a full hand shot, just like we saw with Broderick. Look, man, the feet aren't perfect. Look, the feet are a little tight. Right here, the heels are almost clicking. That's not what we want. We want to have a nice wide base, drive the hips, right? But this is a guy who's just playing with effort right here and playing with extreme athleticism. And again, watch the hand shot once he throws right here. Boom. Body's just flying everywhere, and you're going to see it again here. And how about this? Playing a little bit of right tackle, wearing 88 as a sophomore because he played everywhere for Bleckley. But boom, there you see it again. Once he gets his hands on somebody, here he is right here. He's going to be peeling back, and he really doesn't even see this guy. This guy kind of runs into him. He's really not going to see him until late, and then boom, okay, now he kind of has eyes on him right here, and then he is just going to flat out level a dude. And again, here's what we're talking about with the athleticism. Again, a little young right here, just his sophomore year. But how about this in a Matt Luke system? Okay, he's going to be playing tackle, and we know, or at least we expect, that Matt Luke is going to ask his tackles to pull a little bit. Counter is going to happen. Counter was ran in the Sugar Bowl. They'd been running some traps and pulling guards and whatnot throughout the season with Sam Pittman at the helm. But during the Sugar Bowl, they ran counter for the first time that I had seen in a while. So this is counter motion from a halfback's position, right? All he's doing, this guy's leading up through the hole, and he's pulling and wrapping around. And look at the athleticism, identifying his man and finishing with physicality. That dude wanted no part of this, and I wouldn't either. Okay, this is a great job by Von Lassiter down there in Bleckley County, getting his best athlete, in athletic spaces. Here, playing a little halfback again and just finishing with effort and physicality. And then we're going to show you a little bit, just like Broderick, he plays a true defensive end in high school as well. Body's flying everywhere on this tape so far. And again, just being a lot bigger and stronger than everybody else. All right, I promised you a little bit of defensive clips. Here he is at the true defensive end right here, playing a little 5 technique in an even front. Look, 1, 2, 3. He is the 4th down lineman on the line of scrimmage. Outside linebackers got the back out of the backfield. Let's take a look, see what happens. Look at the short area quickness from the big fella and just looking nimble as all can be out in space. Jumps over a little bit of leg wash right there and then runs down the ball carrier. I'm going to tell you what, this is what's impressive though. Watch once he identifies sweep or outside, watch him this burst right here. Big fella right here. Watch how he closes space and makes his tailback bounce. This is a big man moving quickly. He is step for step with that outside linebacker right there, or inside linebacker for Bleckley, that is running down. This is a 6'7", 300-pounder, well, 290 at this point in his sophomore year, running, like a linebacker at 5'6", 220 pounds, or 5'11", 220 pounds. All right, next up on the list is Big James Williams. Stands about 6'5". He likes to say 6'4". He's 6'5". I'm just going to let you know. About 225 pounds. Okay, big, strong, physical safety. And we're going to debunk a few things about his game today. There's some questions about whether or not he's going to be asked to move down into, closer to the line of scrimmage because of his size. Evaluators are a little bit worried about it. But it just tells me that they might not be doing what they're supposed to be doing when they look at this guy. Because when you evaluate him, all he's doing is playing single high safety. All he's doing is being asked to play the center of the field, and he does it exceptionally well. Watch this. He's going to open up hips to the boundary, flip, speed turn, high point the football, pick it off, show everything you want to see, and then not only that, he's going to crib this thing for a touchdown. Look, there it is. Hips opened up to the safety. He's identified post. Now watch what he's going to do. He's going to spin, put his butt on the wide receiver, identify the ball in the air, and then go attack it and go take that football and get his team the possession. And then not only is he going to win that high point and get his team the possession, he's going to take this thing back to the house because he's got this kind of ability, and he's a big physical runner when he's got the ball in his hands. Again, watch it from the top, no slow-mos. I want you to see, boom, hips open to the boundary, identifying the deep post from number one, spin, find the football, it's overthrown, I'm going to pick it off, now I'm going to take it back to the house. This is what I just don't understand when you see a guy with ball skills like this, when you see him identify the football, when you see him with a good hips turn. These hips on this next field, or this next film session or clip right here is insane. Watch this. He's going to flip them twice. Okay, good back pedal there. All right, let's slow it down a little bit. Deep back pedal. He's going to open up as he's got this slot post right here, this bang 8 as we call it. And then he's going to identify that the quarterback's working to number 2 over here, flip his hips again, boom, high point the football again, and now we're off to the races. Okay, now he doesn't crib this one. I think he ends up getting tackled here. Yep. But again, watch it. Watch the hips flip, okay? This guy's 6'5" doing this, and people want to play him in the box at outside linebacker. It's just asinine. I don't get it, especially, again, when you got ball skills like that. I would get it if he was just some downhill thumper, right? But when you turn on the tape of a guy like this, the first thing I want to know, if he can play in the back end, what's he looking like in his hip turns? What's he looking like in his back pedal? Is he comfortable playing in the middle of the field? And can he pick the ball off? Can he catch the football and take it back to the house and make big plays in the turnover game? And that's exactly what he can do. It's asinine to me to take that. And again, unless he just can't control his weight, but it appears like he can, it's asinine to me to ask this guy to play in the box when he can do this kind of stuff, off the line of scrimmage. Okay? And again, this isn't a slow, heavy-footed athlete. This is a dynamic athlete. Look at him. Okay? Stop asking guys to do things that you think stop fitting them into boxes just because you read the 6'5", 240 pounds. It's not the right way. 220 pounds. It's not the right way to do things. Here we go again. This guy's playing South Florida football, and they've got him stuck in the middle of the field looking like a daggum avatar out there at 6'5", playing single high safety. And watch what he's going to do now. This is a horribly thrown football, but I'm just showing you what this guy can do ball skills wise. Look at him track this football. Eyes on it, dead over the shoulder, looks like a perfect wide receiver. And again, he's trying to make a play after the catch, a big physical runner. All right? I mean, you don't see, this isn't stick his hand in the dirt, let him play outside linebacker ball skills. Okay? This is a guy who's comfortable in the back end tracking the football in the air. All right, up next we got Smael Mondon. There's a lot of questions about what he's going to play at the next level. But if he ends up at Georgia, even though he's listed as an outside linebacker, I think he would succeed in Dan Lanning and Kirby Smart's system inside the box playing, that Nakobe Dean or Tay Crowder from 2019, that role where, you might have some pass coverage duties, but you're also going to be playing that second inside linebacker in the box. And when we go empty or when we're facing empty, you got to get outside and play in space, which he can do as well. But what you're going to see right here, what we're going to show you him doing tonight is playing inside linebacker, doing linebacker one-on-one type things, which he's doing right here. What you're going to see is they're just running, lead ISO this way. Got a combo block here from the guard and tackle. Tackle's job is to work up and get Smael Mondon. But what you're going to see is he's going to attack the blocker, defeat the blocker, and then scrape across the top, meet the ball carrier at the point of attack, and finish with physicality. This is, I'm telling you, textbook one-on-one stuff. Boom, shed the blocker. Now we're scraping. Finish with physicality, get the ball out. Now we just turned a soon-to-be touchdown into the ball going this way. Our ball. We'll see you next time. But there you go. Scrape, pop there at the end right there. We're going to show you a little bit more of it. This is a thumper right here at the linebacker position and an incredible athlete. I really believe watching this, half of his highlight tapes him playing tailback. I really believe if he wanted to, he could be, a 4 or 5 star running back as well. I mean, this is just, it doesn't get much better right there than that. Up next, we got the North Gwinnett. I mean, you can call him an outside linebacker, inside linebacker. I don't know what you want to call him. We got the North Gwinnett athlete, and freakish one at that, Barrett Carter right here. Now, his teammate Jordan Hancock, best friend out there at North Gwinnett, both Bulldogs out there, just committed to Clemson. So he'll be recruiting him hard. That's why I think Georgia, they're recruiting him. They're getting after him, they're making him a must-have in this class. That's why he's made this list. Now, I'm 2.5 minutes in, but I'm starting with this because, the immediate observation of Barrett is this guy's got crazy juice. I mean, just the power that comes out of his feet and the quick twitch muscle fibers that are evident on film are insane, and you're going to see it right here off the snap. Look, I mean, holy smokes. The first step, the lightning, boom. That stuff right there, look how much further he is ahead of everybody else. Now, the other thing is the instincts. Watch him. Once he gets upfield, he doesn't stay upfield. He gets flat. He's noticed inside zone to the left, so he gets flat down the line of scrimmage and chases down that tailback. And I think this is Colquitt County. That might be Dejon Edwards right there. I believe it is. He gets flat down the line of scrimmage and chases down Edwards and gets him from behind. Juice in the cleats from Barrett Carter. I'm telling you that right now. You'll see it all over the film. Here's a lot more of that juice in them cleats right here. Playing a little bit of outside linebacker. Watch the heel click. Boom. Once the feet get in the ground and he's made a decision, he's identified where the football's going. He knows there's a hole right here. He's got his eyes on it. As soon as he gets that look, that foot's up in the air. As soon as it hits the ground, watch how he covers this space that this guy is running straight. He's running horizontally, and he beats him to the point of attack and smacks this tailback from IMG right in the mouth. Okay, that right there is D1 SEC big time start very early outside, or, linebacker play, whether it's inside or outside. That kind of juice plays early and often in the SEC, and that's why this guy is highly coveted. It looks like it's going to come down to either Ohio State, Clemson, or Georgia. Our recruiting analyst Blaine Gilburn feeling rather good that Barrett Carter ends up a dog. See, this is why we talked earlier. We don't really know what he is because he can do so many things. You're going to see him rush the edge right here and show a really, really veteran pass rush move that not a lot of inside linebackers would ever develop unless he's been, working on every bit of his football game, like an Isaiah Simmons would. I know these are hot takes and everybody likes to make that comparison nowadays, but it's the only way you get great at things is if you do them all and you practice them all. What you're going to see is he's going to do the shimmy, shake, and rip is what I like to call it. Boom, boom. Gives a little head shake. I know it's real quick and real faint, but what it does is it gets this this tackle from Norcross heavy set inside, and then boom, he slaps him with a rip, and now he's inside for a sack, meeting at the quarterback. All right, shake, rip right there. It's a subtle movement, but it's something that typical inside linebackers don't have. That's why I don't know where you play this guy. That's why I think he's so coveted, because you can play him everywhere. He's going to be good wherever you play him. All right, last but not least, certainly not least, is Tony Grimes, cornerback. 6 foot, but with the arm length and arm, wingspan of a 6'2" corner. So really, really long, nation's top corner in 2021. Now, the reason he is final on this list, the last guy we'll talk about tonight, is because I don't think he's a do or die prospect in Georgia's 2020 class, because they signed so many quality DBs in 2020, but it could never hurt to bring in the nation's top corner. So he is on our top 5 most coveted list, and you'll see why right here off the start. Okay, so a couple things. Obviously, great at getting his hands on, but the recovery speed right here is why we brought you to this clip, and the ability to high point the football, get his head around, boom, snap his head around right there, and jump and disrupt the pass. But the recovery speed's impressive. You watch this guy's tape, he's asked to do everything on offense. He's asked to do everything on defense there at Princess Anne, high school, and he does it all well. But, he's very, very comfortable playing man-to-man bump and run coverage as well, and you'll see that on this very next clip. And what also stands out is look at the pacing of Tony Grimes. This is a guy who's taken a lot of one-on-one reps. Look, he knows he can run with this guy right here in this clip. Okay, so when this guy gets outside leverage, watch him he is just laterally skipping with this guy. He's so long and so quick. And then, boom, he gets into a turn and run, snaps his head around, deflects the football. So what makes this guy such a great corner is not only the ability and the long, the measurables, the long arms, all that great stuff, but it's the pacing. Okay, understanding and identifying what the wide receiver is running and staying in phase, staying in his hip at all times. Watch this next clip. This next clip, he's basically going to run the route for the wide receiver. Wide receiver's trying to run a comeback, boom, sitting down on that. Nope, no shot, you're running that. And look at the hand fight at the line of scrimmage. You really get to see how long he is. Look, he is all up in that guy's chest. No chance for him to separate, and then he's going to run the route for him. Great anticipation and pacing from Tony Grimes right there. This is what I mean when I tell you Grimes is asked to do everything for his high school team. He's up here at the top of the screen just running a little slant. Quarterback doesn't exactly put it in his chest. Watch him reach up here. It's good ball skills from a corner. Reach up, pick it out of the sky, and then you want to see if a guy can go. This dude thinks he's got a bead on Tony Grimes right now. For a second, you might think he does, and then Tony's going to find just another gear right there. Boom, and he's to the crib. That guy doesn't even. He has the angle, but he's got no shot. Okay, this is what he's not going to be playing wide receiver, obviously, if and when he gets to Georgia. But once he gets the ball in his hands as a defensive back, once he picks it off, he's got a very good chance of taking that thing to the crib. All right, folks, thanks for watching. I hope you really, really enjoyed it, as I did. Before you guys leave, though, I do want to apologize for the lack of content over here on the YouTube page. With all the craziness that's been going on in the world, man, I'll be 100% vulnerable with you and honest, because I always am on these channels with you guys, with my supporters, man. I've just, have had to find the, energy and want to get out here and do these things, because they take a little bit of work. Just been kind of down in the dumps like the rest of us, with the uncertainty that's going on. So I hope all of you guys are staying safe, and I hope you enjoyed tonight's film session. Maybe took your mind off a little bit of what's going on, and maybe directed it towards a little bit of football and learning some good stuff about some top prospects, right? That Georgia has a great chance to land. I think they do have a great chance to land all of these guys. None of these guys, I would say, are leaning anywhere else, other than maybe a couple of schools here and there. All these guys, top Georgia targets, and they got a great chance to reel them all in. So, A, sorry for the lack of content. B, I'll be better, as I always promise to be better for you guys. C, hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, give us that thumbs up. Give us that subscription. Trying to get to 2,000, guys. Trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. So if you enjoy all the work we do over here, man, if you don't mind, share it wherever you want and tell your friends about us. We'll see you next time. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a good one.